and he had a brother that worked on the railroad, and he was a porter. And to get out of Georgia, Gainesville, Georgia, to prevent a lynching, they had signals, the railroad locomotive to stop. And that's the way my mother's family migrated to Arkansas. Because had they known who killed that man, white man, knew he was a cracker, they called him Hunky.
I still do.
And see, they lynched you down there. They lynched you. And my mother's maiden name is Henry, Henry. But that's the way it was. But when they got to Arkansas,
we're saving up money right now.
My uncle, my mother's uncle, Mama's grandma Meg's last name was Kidd, K-I-D-D. His name was Kidd. Maiden name. And Grandma Minerva, M-A-N-E-R-B-I-A. Her name was, I think, Riley, E-I-L-E-Y. Grandma was Minerva, Cherokee Indian. She was kind of smart. And she had a brother named Andrew. She called her mother Mine. And when I hear Maya Angela, I think of that. I said, oh. They called their mother Maya. And they didn't know their father real well. Because he was like, in and out over the road or whatever. And I don't know who came to Arkansas first, but my mother's father came to Arkansas because he had done something to a white man down there. And he had a brother that was in Arkansas, and he worked on the railroad. So somehow, I don't know how to get it, mother never could get it together. The train stopped somewhere, and they gave that signal. So that's how my uncle, my mother's brother's uncle, got to Arkansas. And he had a relative there. And their names had to be changed from Liscombe, L-I-P-S-C-O-M-B, to Henry. And my mother's maiden name is Henry. No, Liscombe/Henry. But the page was turned. And that's how my mother's family, as small children, they were like migrants or immigrants or whatever, came out of Georgia, not as a group, to curb suspicion, little bit by little bit. And my mother's brother, name was Joseph Kidd, K-I-D-D. And this is my grandmother's their maiden name. So when they got to Arkansas, Mama, she kept listening, but her kept a maiden name, Kidd, K-I-D-D. And Uncle Joe worked on the railroad. Oh, he was there. And my grandpa Bill Evans, you would have just loved him. He showed his love. He would talk to you, you'd play with. He couldn't read or write. He was illiterate. And he was the oldest, 16 or 19 kids. And he had to leave home early to work. And Grandmama married a little tight-eared red woman, full of hair and everything. And Daddy looked just like her. And it was my son, my son, my son, my son. So when I got to Brown, for some reason I was always in their house from a little girl on. So when I got to be grown and she was an old lady, Daddy was nowhere around. My son is this, my son is that, my son. And I just let her know.
Okay.
She fell out. I said, you always my son this, my son that. You don't give my mother credit for anything. Always, baby. I said, you squares out Daddy one. You squares him out.
Yes.
So what if my mama had 13? What the hell dollars he? That's not your big. She had been saying it so long. My poor son. All these children.
Oh, Lord.
He got to work so hard. Oh, my poor son. And Daddy was a mama's boy.
Oh.
And my best friend was Grandpa Bill. Girl, you would have loved him. And my grandmother's, my mother's mother, you were 10, 12 years old. She threw you on her lap and your feet be touching the floor. And she would cherish you just like you were an infant. And put your head on her shoulder and she would say, God loves you, not God, God loves you, so do I. And we just loved her to death. But when Daddy, we got a little Daddy's mother would come.
The Lord don't put nothing on your heart, real.
Lord, Jordan, I wanted to hide. Because she was strict. And all she said, my son this, my son that. So when I got grown, I told her, no. You cut it out. You give my mother credit. Even though they had all these, they had to make all these babies. My mother didn't make all these babies by herself. You give her credit. So I didn't tell mother for a long time what I had done because I didn't know what Daddy was going to say. Because he was the only child and Daddy was so like anyways, but anyway, you know. Grandpa Bill, I tell you, we just loved him. And my mother's father, he was always on the road on the mission. But he come home in time to make babies and he was gone again.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, he was gone again. And he couldn't go back to Georgia because of his name. But he had a brother named Willie. And that's how they got to Arkansas. And the names were changed from Liscus to Henry. And when they came to Arkansas, they were going to listen. So Grandma Meg left all of her family there. And she came to Arkansas and met my dad, my grandpa.
So you said Grandpa came from Georgia. Your daddy.
My dad, he came from
Hold on a minute. How you doing?
Goshen.
Goshen, Mississippi.
And I can't think, they weren't too far away. And I think Curtis was on the internet, he's trying to figure out.
With your cars in
And
order.
they talked about, and I knew too much because I was in their house. Up until I went to high school, I was living with them.
Oh, really?
Oh, I tell you.
Jordan couldn't help with the one part of them. Because Jordan and Grandma's personality clashed.
Oh.
Jordan was hot and sassy and smart mouth, just like Grandma Nerva. And they said I looked like Grandpa Bill. His name was Bill, but everybody called him Frank. And I don't remember my mother's father too well because he was an over-the-road man. They had 8 or 9 kids and a lot of kids. And he was always on the mission. And listen, let me tell you this. He would go and come, go and come, go and come. And I remember Mother telling us they were teenagers and some of them were married. They got married early back in the day. And I was looking down, I'm not getting married at 13, 14 years old. Okay. He was always on a mission. And the way Mother told it, to me it was a horse and buggy. When this lady came to town, we didn't ask her any questions, listen. But when she came, she got offered, I thought it was a stagecoach. I guess it was a train. She was deformed, you know, one side, something wrong with here and this side. And she was supposed to be his wife, and he wasn't even divorced from Mama. Grandma married.
He's gonna let the dogs out.
And somehow or another, they believed in common law and housekeeping.
Mhm.
Oh, no, not with the law. But
No
he's
justice of the peace.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
and something happened.
Not to the point, you know.
Grandpa, she came from a reservation. Grandpa Bud sent her back
Mhm.
to where she came from on the Indian reservation.
things going on that I
And
don't
Grandma
know,
Henry,
but he better not let me
sweetest
have it.
grandma in the world. No matter how old you got and you hurt yourself, your people be touching the floor. How you would laugh.
Mhm.
Put your head on their shoulder, she rubbing, she says, oh, God loves you, I do too. Oh, God loves you, God, no, God loves you, I do too. And when she come to visit
Always
us,
talking, but wait a
we
minute.
could see her coming. George and I would help.
You don't know.
And Mother would get so mad. And we would run in to meet Mama. And Mama would spend the weekend with us, and we'd be so glad to see her. She was short and pudgy. And we just loved her. And we gotta let it
You don't want to
Grandma
admit it. You don't want to
Minerva was coming.
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand you.
We didn't want to be seen with her because she was strict.
Mhm.
My son is
But
my
you know, I
son.
never
So when I
had
got to be
a
grown, I said, you ain't get my mother correct anything.
Oh,
problem
Mhm.
with me robbing or.
I said, yeah, they made all the babies. I said,